Awesome. Good to hear. Hey, Ben, good morning. Hope everyone's doing well. Buzz. Waiting for Anna and Mike to go show. For the guests, I'll be here. It's a Wednesday, right? I actually was talking to someone today, and I forgot what day of the week it was. I was aghast that I forgot what day it was. Just bizarre. I guess that's age for you. It was very strange. Yeah, absolutely. What's up, Enoch? Yeah, good to see you. Yeah, good point there. Definitely a lot going on, but I guess it just I kind of didn't have my normal. Oh wow, I got a height. Wow. That's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, it just was rain fried. Thanks, Lando. Yeah, that is so true. Alright, Mike, I'm trying to click you in. It's not working. There we go. Oh, and there's Anna too. What's up, Mike?
Hello.
Should be good. Hey, Anna.
Hello.
Pipe train!
Yeah, sorry for being late.
That's alright. The hot bloggers. Was that you and Malden that wrote that? I remember that out of Malden's for Briargate, right? Pretty cool. How's everyone tonight?
Good. Yeah.
Good. Was that an eh?
That was an eh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
kind of an air here a little bit too.
Why is it?
Yeah, but we don't talk about that part. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Yeah, no biggie, nothing
okay.
serious whatsoever.
All right, well, that's,
Yeah, nothing serious here either.
oh, that's
Just
good to hear.
Wednesdays.
It's more silly. I had a toilet mishap before we started this. That's why I'm
Well,
late.
yeah,
Don't
okay.
mention that. Don't mention that.
Oh, that goes back a long, long time ago. Cool. Lando, I'm supposed to meet, if you're there, I'm supposed to meet with Chuck on Friday afternoon about getting the content in for ultra ground kind. I'm gonna push him. I'll push Chuck. GLG stuff. Ah, cool. Well, since makes sense. Yeah, all that stuff that you're letting the cop get nuts, right? Not having the river, not having the scenes right on the river or whatever. Back in the day, just because of the way it laid on there. Just fun. Oh, okay, that's where it came from. That's cool. Man, I never talked to Fred. Missed out on that stuff. As long as I didn't miss out on all the fights. On the arguing. Hey, Lorcon, let's see. Man, I'm gonna brag, but I think my table setup for tomorrow night is super cool. We got a whole bunch of new terrain coming. I think it's awesome. Let's see what it's got. Thanks, Jim. Keeping us rolling on that hype. Awesome. Curtis, you've been volunteered by someone, and I didn't do it. So, just so you're aware, Antiquitous, I volunteered you to go against me in Irish car bomb chucking at GaryCon next year. Oh, there he is. I'm like, I'm not sure if he's worthy of that. I was under the weather the entire time last year. I'm hoping I'm not, so that I can really down some alcohol. You'll have to train, yeah. That'd be fun. Hey, it's good. I don't think I changed the pictures. No, the pictures are... I knew I forgot something. I looked, the middle thing... Oh, the middle thing is because I switched it over. Hold on. Oh, that's disappointing, Jay. That is disappointing. It's black. Oh, well, I put it in the wrong spot, too. Oh, man. Look, I forgot. The entry screen one, the middle one should be good, but the other ones are from last week. So, oh, I feel stupid. There we go. Alright, well, that's good enough. So, stolen for Greyhawk. Another Mike topic. Mike is causing a lot of trouble.
Yep.
I don't know if I want to claim this one.
Getting close to level 2 there. Thank you. Stolen for Greyhawk. Not from, for. Stolen for Greyhawk. I know your screen's not up, so I gotta fix your screens here in a second. Artfully borrowed is another term I could use. Alright, let's go here live. What do we got? We got we're 4 minutes early. That's good. Alright, let me fix this if possible quickly here. Boom. Now you should be there. There we go. There's Anna and Mike.
There we go.
Good evening, everyone. J.K. Lord Gazama for another wonderful Legends and Lore, number 210, with Mike and Anna. Stolen for Greyhawk. I look at it this way. If they're going to do it to us, we should do it to them first. That's my motto. Steal from them before you get stolen from.
Mm-hmm.
It's some kind of a topic there. So, So, Mike, you came up with this one. You're going to regret this one, you think?
I don't know. It might turn out to be a good one.
I think it's going to be a good one. I had some issues putting on. I had a whole bunch of pictures of adventures that I qualify, and a lot of them were showing blank. Who knows what that's all about? But steal everything. Well, yeah. If you're not stealing, you're not trying, right?
Mm,
What do you think, Anna?
yes.
You you don't.
This is your guys' topic.
See, I knew you were gonna say
Yes,
that,
yeah.
but
Well, the
yeah,
thing is that I think I steal tons of stuff to my campaign, but my problem is I don't read much fantasy fiction. I don't read much other rules, but rules to some degree. So in some sense, I
right.
think I steal more rules than I steal because I don't read much Forgotten Realms. I don't read Dragonlance or other fantasy fiction much, and so on. So in that sense, it's more like I steal a lot of principles and ideas, and I steal from science fiction, politics, geology, biology, and stuff like that. Things that I don't think most people even would consider for their role playing games. I steal a lot from stuff like that. From
That counts.
real world stuff. I steal a lot, so to speak. But
Yeah.
I try to always I steal principles more than looks and place names and stuff.
But in this case, it's wholesale products practically that we're talking
Yeah.
about.
Okay, yeah. So then it's probably not me. Yeah.
Well,
you'll find your ins and
yeah.
I
outs.
will say that. Yeah. When you list things, then I might. Yeah.
I think yeah.
You'll see.
Yeah,
You'll see.
I
Yep.
think you're
Mhm.
not. Yeah. Um, yes. Take what you
Give
can.
nothing.
There's stuff. I mean, there's a ton of stuff that has gotten taken and placed in Greyhawk, but before that, I mean, when you go back and Appendix N shows all the stuff that was inspired from literature. Now, whether that was Greyhawk or not, but a lot of the artifacts are all. Is it the Cup of Talisman of Alec Bar? Isn't that from regular? Isn't that from lore? Right? Or stuff. There's stuff all over the place. That Saint Cuthbert. Right? That's
A real person.
a real person.
Yeah,
There's a lot.
I
You
guess
guys
that's
are,
a good example. Yeah.
yeah. You steal real products from other settings for Grey. I know, and I got that.
Yes.
I got yeah. A couple of them.
Gary is the king of
The
thieves.
king. You are the king of thieves, Gary. It's good to see you.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll figure this out a bit here and just show. I think there's a whole bunch of stuff that's really gets purloined. And my son's chat bar from downstairs is coming up on my laptop, and if you hear a ding ding in the background, it's driving me crazy. Oh my gosh, must be linked to something. So just spammed, just jammed. Yeah, absolutely, and that's on the list. But let's start out with like the most obvious one we all can agree on. How's that? And then we'll round table it after this. So let me see if I can get to this.
Oh, Gary.
Oh, Gary. Now, where is it placed? That's up to conjecture. But if we come down here, I know Anna doesn't even like where this is placed. Right? And we come down here and we go over here and we go here.
Oh, you mean yeah?
And we go here and we go
B2.
Yeah. I mean, come on. So
that's fair.
Yeah. So it's.
But I'd like that's where I placed it there,
Yeah.
so to speak. But we have to be fair. The B2 doesn't mention anywhere to be placed. It's the return to Keep of the Borderland.
Absolutely.
Gives the name and suggests the location.
And I didn't even put the return to here. I put the return to in the Shieldlands.
Well, still,
pre-war.
If B2 had been set in Greyhawk and then Return to was set in Mystara, we would still be talking about that today.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Yeah. So unfortunately, it was the opposite.
But is this placed in? Is there like a specific place on the map in Mystara for this, or is it just it's in Mystara?
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like a.
Yeah, it's Karamikos.
All right, but is it like here it is on the map? I mean, I just don't know.
That's there's a place for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
all good. But this is the
placing it in Greyhawk has always been more difficult. You could ask 10 people and they give you 10 different answers.
Absolutely. 100%. Castellan Keep, that's the original name, right? In here, Castellan Keep, marker. It's the original one. And so, like, for me, I like the Shieldlands because pre from the
Like
ashes.
Carrie says my sound is better.
Uh,
Is that true? Is the sound quality better?
yeah. Well, I've tweaked some
you're
sound
good.
The
settings.
same
You're
same
good.
for you
I've
guys.
tweaked some sound settings.
Okay.
So
Okay,
once,
good.
yeah. They place most of all the BC. Well, yeah, and I have here. So I got some hard copies here. Like here you go. All of them. I want to see how many of these have been used by someone. I mean, there's 9 there, but there's 12,
Nice.
right? And there's some really good ones at the end that aren't even in that book. So yeah, but it's on the Borderlands. So yeah, place this on a Borderlands somewhere in your game, and you're gold. And it's on my Wall of Fame,
Yeah.
which means it happened in my Greyhawk. B1's not in my Wall of Fame, but B2 is. Because we've used how many times
Yeah.
you used B2 early on? I mean, who has not here run and ever touched or run keep on the Borderlands? I bet you it's like 1%. If it's Anna
More
alone, that's
than
probably it. But right?
yeah, I was
You
gonna
ever
say I've
run?
ran it enough for her and probably everyone in the room.
Exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
who is there anyone out there not run keep on the Borderlands? Yeah, 4
times.
times. There you go, Norker. You ran it 4 times.
I haven't run it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Besides that, I said,
yeah. So you know me. I don't run modules. Yeah.
yeah, and that's it, Carrie. We're going to talk about some of them. B series can
Yep.
go. Yeah. And so this is like this is the grand poobah of all the steals, I think.
Mhm.
But never played it. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that's all right. There's some
What
really
I would
good.
like to know is, so everyone owned B2 because at least for me it came with the box set, right?
Yeah.
Then when Return 2 rolled around, is that like 2E era, I'm guessing?
Yeah, it's the
yeah.
40th anniversary, isn't it?
Yeah. Let me see if I can.
So why put it in Greyhawk? Why didn't they put it in Mystara? You know, like
That was the era
what's
of
the
the
design decision?
revival of Greyhawk leading up to 3rd edition.
Hmm.
Here we go. Here's Return to keep on the Borderlands.
Because admittedly, I don't even think I own that.
Well, if you don't have the silver, that's what I forgot to bring up here was the silver anniversary box set.
Which is the
Because
whole.
they were made in the
yeah.
late 90s, I
Yeah.
think.
94,
Yeah.
25
I
years,
don't
so
own that.
99.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Oh,
so,
25 years. Yeah.
yeah. So John Ratliff did
Yep.
this, and
Yep.
I liked it. So here, ARG. Is this where ARG, Scott? Is this where you got your name right there? It says ARG right there.
Oh.
Yeah, absolutely. So returns to
25th anniversary.
Yep, 25th anniversary is 99.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So I've run. I didn't run Return to the Giants, but I ran this and Return to White Plume Mountain, and I liked them both. So yeah, really cool. But
yeah,
this
I
one.
own that.
Okay, which
The
wasn't
Giants.
in the box set.
Oh, okay.
Right,
That's
that one's
why.
not in the box set, but the other two
Okay.
are.
I see.
Yeah, that one you had to buy separately. So it's good. And it's Kendall Keep is the name of it. Some of the old school Mystara people, I can understand, but it's still, yeah. And we're gonna talk about that one too. There, I guarantee it.
Redactions.
Yeah. So and then here's this. I mean, I'm assuming that 75% of you out there who are DMs with the Greyhawk campaign have put this in Greyhawk somewhere. That's my guess. So, yeah, there's some quirks in the Greyhawk lore and Return to Keep. There are, yes, there are. That's true. So
there quirks everywhere in Greyhawk
yeah, there are
lore.
quirks everywhere.
Yeah.
Yep, there always are. I don't know where the reference to Kendall Keep is in here. I think it's early on.
Yeah, there's like a side. Yeah, it's somewhere in the explanations about it, and they write about where to place it, and yeah, it's
the history of the keep.
So
yeah.
Here it is. Look,
population and
right
placement.
there.
You have
if
it.
you're using, it says it right here. If you're using the World of Greyhawk setting, the keep should be located in the southwestern part of Yeomanry.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Wow, it says it right there.
Yeah, and it's mentioned. It's named Kendall Keep somewhere else in the text.
It's
so
right
that's
here.
why I used
right
the
here in
name.
the next paragraph.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
The official name of keep is Kendall Keep.
Yep, that's where I got it from. So yeah, that's why I didn't put it anywhere else, and I named it that way. So
who's the thief here? Whose name is the head designer on Return to?
John. This was John Ratliff.
John Ratliff.
Yeah.
So we have him to thank or be angry at for having the keep.
There you go, Dale. I forgot to do. There we go. That should work. All right, there you go. Classic D&D reprints tonight.
Ken
Oh, by the way,
Dalkey.
Patrick,
So,
thank you. Patrick sent us a boatload of new stuff.
nice.
Yep.
Oh,
Patrick.
thank
Yep,
you.
yep.
Awesome.
So,
Oh, Kindle.
so there you go. So all three of these, Keeping the Borderlands is probably one, and then Search the Unknown 2, and there's some,
It's just an interesting decision because B2 by itself is iconic.
yes.
You know, you steal that for Greyhawk. They didn't steal the whole B series for Greyhawk, right? I mean, what came before and after it? I know there's a progression in Mystara, I believe, for the B series, but
Really?
like this seems like an isolated thing. Someone prove me wrong here. You know, is Return to the Keep on the Borderlands? You know, that's like an isolated thing.
Yeah,
right?
that's outside of this B realm. But I know this. I ran this for Greyhawk and Greyhawk 2. I know I ran Palace of the Silver Princess in Greyhawk. Yeah, absolutely. This one too. Yeah.
Well, no, B1 don't have to be iconic. I said because B2 is iconic, that's why it was stolen for Greyhawk.
Yeah.
Now, was Horror on the Hill stolen? No. Was Lost City stolen? Not necessarily. I think they just took it for that silver anniversary because it's an iconic standalone adventure, and they probably, whoever the Ratliff guy is, I'm not familiar with him, didn't intend for it to go anything beyond that. And
Well,
then put it in a country like Yeomanry, which had nothing else going for it.
Right. We know Curtis uses this in Greyhawk. He's already talked about it. And I did an homage to it. I didn't actually place. I was going to do it. I said, you know what? No, I'm going to just do an homage adventure. I called it Horror Upon the Hill. And I did that a couple months ago, just recently. But yeah, I ranked to the top of the map. Let's see. Okay, Rankenstein to top. Yeah, but that's still Greyhawk stealing in Greyhawk, though, Lord Kalan. That's not. That's Greyhawk within. I've done that too. I've moved stuff all around.
For our own campaigns,
absolutely.
right?
B5 is very easily ported to Greyhawk. So, well, but Mac, they're all placed in Mystara. They're all Mystara adventures.
Yeah.
So yeah, Horror on the Hill. Now these I
oh,
like.
You're getting ahead of me, Gary.
Oh.
Yes, we're putting Gary on trial for all his thefts.
Yes, so let Mike.
We'll get to that.
We'll get through. Let's get. Yep. So here comes Blue Box. Good to see you, John.
Hello.
Thank you. It was a really cool discussion. Hey, Dave Guild Superior, what's going on? Let me hit some shout outs here. So there is a giveaway going, some classic D&D reprints. Good to see you, John. And hey, Dave, I saw you too here. Let me hit you up. And please, exclamation point drawing, hang out. We're having a fun discussion on stuff that was stolen for Greyhawk. So I just popped it back onto this Keep of Borderlands, which is probably the #1 stolen of all time. But they're subject to arguing on that. A lot of people think it is original Greyhawk, and it's not, and that's probably the cool thing. So we already had a hype train already as we started up. Thank you so very much. But really love. We're talking B series now. Yeah, I think you froze on your end. I think we're good here. If I froze, that's bad. But I think yeah. So yeah, it's generic originally. Like I said, B3, B5. This I never ran Lost City. I never ran this. Did anyone out there run Lost City and place it in Greyhawk B4? I'm not even going to ask Anna. Anna's not a module runner as it is. So yeah, you put B3 in Sturridge. Oh, that's cool. I placed my B3 once again. I believe I thought it was cool between Grand March and Keelan in the marshy area there. I thought it was it was so long ago though. So yeah. Thanks, Michael Von Moku. Whoa, 3-month GIP subscription. Canadian Ancient Gamer has entered second month. Oh, that's really kind, Patrick. Thank you. Oh my gosh, my son's stuff is going to drive me nuts tonight.
Oh no.
Yeah. So B4, I've never placed anywhere.
Right.
I put the Lost City in the Bright Desert. Oh, there we go. Okay, so Gary has stolen
Pretty
Lost
rare.
City. Gary himself has stolen Lost City and put it in the Bright Desert. And I'm assuming that was well before the Rary, the Trader stuff came out. So Journey to the Rock needs map adjusted and not great adventure in my opinion. I've never run that one at all. Let me see. I got all the B's in all in one folder here. Michael Malone. So I've never even. This one I never touched. Never touched that one. Now these here are really good. B10, 11, and 12, which are not in that book, right? Night's Dark Terror. King's Festival. It's a Carl Sargent adventure. And Queen's Harvest are both Carl Sargent adventures. I heard they're both good.
Very
B10's
interesting.
awesome, Sam. Okay, yeah. Night's Dark Terror I heard is really good. Look at that, Graham Morris, who did a lot of the UK adventures, right? Is part of this one, and also look, it's got the UK symbol up here. So they maybe did they do this before the UKs, or did they do it during?
Don't know.
No, it looks like it 1986. So. Yeah. Came with battle mats. That's right. You stole one of mine there. Yes, I will talk about. I stolen a lot of deities. Absolutely. But require a lot of conversion work. Yeah, I mean, a lot of this stuff requires a ton of conversion work, right? But man, I just B9's weak. Okay. B9, Castle Caldwell and Beyond. I've never run that one either. It's a pretty iconic cover. Harry Knuckles. That sounds like a fake name. Harry Knuckles. I think is that a fake name? It's got to be.
What do you mean fake?
Harry Knuckles. I think it's.
We're talking
Sounds
fantasy here,
fake.
so
No, I think it's a name for someone. Yeah. Who is
okay.
it? No, seriously.
Oh, you mean the guy who made it?
Yeah, I think
The
it's a
author?
fake name.
Oh, there must be.
Who's
Otherwise,
the one who did all the artwork
I
in
would
the
sue
fake
my
name?
parents if someone called me that.
Yeah.
I would sue my parents. So yeah.
Yeah. I'm saying something to my son because he's constantly beeping with his.
So as much as a lot of us have used the B modules and set them in our campaigns or whatever, I have found just in a quick glance over the product list that the I series has actually been plundered more for Greyhawk than the B
Mhm.
series, like Gary was alluding to.
The I series. What are in the? Hang on a second. I
So,
need to-
and I'm not even talking Ravenloft. I know a lot of people
Oh, that's the I
Well-
series. Yeah. Mhm.
wax poetic on where Ravenloft should be set in the World of Greyhawk, though it
Good one.
has no official ties, I don't think.
I need to close out a lot of these because I have so many of these open on my machine while I'm streaming. I'm gonna explode everything.
The
So
I
sorry.
series. Hang on
Yeah.
a second.
Yeah, no,
Yes, the
you're absolutely
I
right. The
series.
I series is there's a lot of
Yeah.
yeah.
The I
Because the I
series.
series, a lot of them in the like Tomb of the Lizard King,
Yeah,
Boltron's
Boltron's
Beacon,
Beacon.
these
Yeah.
are generic modules that
are.
weren't even set in Mystara. So along comes someone like Gary
Gary.
Holian and then does the 5-finger discount for the World of Greyhawk when he's writing Keoland. Both of those modules we just mentioned are in Keoland or the vicinity. So he's very crafty,
Mm-hmm.
trying to get some content. He's sniping content out there that was not tied to anything to puff up an area that had nothing written on it previously.
So, what a great point. Because when you think, oh, Patrick, thank you. When you all
Thanks.
think of Sakatha and oh my God, the dragon's name. Holy shit! I just ran this 4 weeks ago. Oh my God! I just ran it. I ran it as my 1000th adventure. Holy jeez. Olycus. When you think of all this, you immediately think Greyhawk. You really think whole marshes now.
Yeah,
Like it always was there.
Mhm.
Yes.
It's like
It's a good fit.
it's
Yeah.
like it was stolen and that one
Yeah.
stuck.
The
Mhm.
Tomb of the Lizard King mentions the Count of Eeyore, and
Yep.
like, okay, it's just some generic thing. Gary actually wrote that county into Keoland.
Yeah.
He didn't half-ass
Right
it.
here.
I'll
That
give him
because that
credit.
area wasn't in Keoland originally in Darlene times, was it? Or
No.
like the Gazetteer
No,
times?
that's what I'm
It
saying.
came
It's
after,
a
yeah.
generic module with
Mhm.
generic
Yeah.
countries and rulers, and Gary somehow made it work. He
Yeah.
co-opted it for
Yeah, so
Greyhawk.
south of the Dreadwood were kind of uncharted territory prior to living Greyhawk. No one cared about that corner.
I never thought Saltmarsh was ever in Keeland.
Yeah,
as a
right,
kid, I never
Saltmarsh.
thought that.
I don't think it
I'm
was
unsure.
anyone
I'm unsure.
cared, and then they kind of charted it and developed it, and Saltmarsh was
Yeah.
included in Keeland.
I
Yeah.
always thought the Dreadwood was the border for Keeland. Gradsall was on
Yeah,
the border.
I think
That's
we
what I
all
always
thought that until someone thought
Until
otherwise.
Gary's like, I'm taking it.
Yeah. But it's kind of cool that things that were uncharted then became charted, so to speak. Yeah. Maybe the king had secret advantages he didn't tell anyone about. He just sent out his
It's
minions
awesome
and-
though.
yeah.
It's really good. And then
Yeah.
so you have that, right? And then another legendary, and one of my favorites. Both these are on my wall of fame. Is Baltron's Beacon, which you're right. There's no Greyhawk mentioned anywhere in this.
No, exactly. That one is
Anywhere.
He found a place that had nothing going on.
I remember
And-
when I bought it and read it, I was so disappointed because they didn't mention any
Yeah.
Greyhawk name in it. And it looked so cool because it was an Elmore picture on the front. It was like production values were really high for its time. It really looked professional and cool. And I was like, oh, and no Greyhawk. So I was disappointed, just put it on the shelf and didn't look at it for another 20 years.
So, yeah, we'll get to them. The UKs are all actually placed. We'll show you where they're actually there.
Mhm.
They're not stolen.
Well, that's definitely my favorite steals for Greyhawk are the ones that weren't claimed. They were just sitting there on the empty car lot, and Gary drove off with them.
I mean, look at this. I'm gonna pull Casey here. You have three of the greatest Avengers of all time written in this area. You have Tomb of the Lizard King here, right? Baltron's Beacon here, and Horror in the Holes right here.
I was just going to say, I knew you mentioned that. That's the third one.
Where's Casey? I'm not even going to show the adventure, but there you go. So you got three. And then, there's a little something called Saltmarsh and Xenopus over here and a couple other things. But yeah, so there's some steals. Definitely steals. UK 1 to 3 are specifically placed. Where is it? Here.
Sea Princes.
Yep,
they gave them the Sea Princes to play with.
And they didn't give them the Sea Princes. They gave them here's the shittiest part of the Sea Princes down here. We'll put it all the way out here. No one will ever know. Yeah.
Well, they also had they created a whole new island for Beyond the Crystal Cave.
Yes.
But yeah, those aren't.
Which is where? Where's Beyond the Crystal Cave? Is it out here somewhere? And
That's on Cybert Island, which is the fourth smaller island.
Oh, over here.
It's the smallest island there. The one that doesn't show up on the Darlene map because they created it.
This one.
But yeah, Sam's right. UK 4 through 7 then really bear no good relation to the previous modules as to where they should go.
You mean Dark Clouds Gather and When a Star Falls is in the Principality of Ulick, though.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you go over here, in fact, I've related it in 2 adventures that they saw the meteor fall already. So if you come here, it's on Anna's map. Here it is. The Tower of the Heavens is right here from the When a Star Falls, right here. Yep. So in the Pomarge border with kind of off of the Principality. Grumble wasn't given this as a. Yeah. Yep. UK 6 is a medio border. Which one is UK 6? I get them all confused.
Later Cauldron. I don't know about that one.
Well,
I haven't looked at that.
Well,
UK 6. Oh, that one is not in the list here. I have UK 1, 2, 5, and then 7, but 6. I'm not sure which one that is.
Castanamir, the Lost Island of Castanamir.
See,
I ran it.
Castanamir's just not in Greyhawk lore that I've ever been aware of.
I'm going to tell you another one that I ran for Greyhawk. It was Destiny of Kings. Another one, another generic adventure, right? Castanamir, and what's the other one? There's a second one that looks Bane of Llewellyn. Is the other one with the, but yeah, I completely forgot about them. Good one there, Grumble. Those 3.
Well, then I would put those in the category where I guess they should be Greyhawk modules because the previous UK ones were, but it's not entirely clear to at least me as an enthusiast that those belonged.
You don't recall Yolk appearing in UK4. Yeah, there's some relation somewhere that it's in the Pomars. Anna, I checked it last time. I can't remember what it was, but it says that this is where the Tower of this is where that fall is, and you go up to the Tower of the Heavens. And I can't, Sam, I can't remember where it
Tower
was.
of the Heavens?
Yeah, that's in UK. It's when a star falls. Let me see if I can bring it up. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Let's see if we can get this. Hold on, I should have it in there. Here we go.
Yeah, see, Sam's kind of reinforcing what I'm saying is I think those were generic modules. They started out with 3 Greyhawk
Mhm.
modules specific,
Right.
and then the latter ones were generic, maybe as some design choice. Like maybe the first 3 didn't sell enough because people want generic modules and not something saying Greyhawk. I don't know.
Somewhere in here it mentions where it is. And I don't remember where geography. Frick. Yeah. It's gonna take me forever to figure out where it.
Solo module.
Yeah. So, UK7 is
Right.
around a neat solo starting with. Joking aside,
Ooh.
Ratic was originally from a very early Choose Your Own Adventure series, wasn't it?
Talking about the Sagard books. There's the Sagard the Barbarian.
Oh yeah, I
for
have one
Ratic?
of them.
For Ratic?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if that. I think that
There
was
is like an
just based
alternate
on.
version of Ratic in the
Yeah.
Sagard book
Yeah.
books.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have one of them up here. Hang on a second.
Who wrote them?
Sure. Let's see here. Should be here somewhere.
Good point, Green Knight. A good module would actually have the map coordinates on it if they knew what they were doing for the Darlene map.
Yep. You got to remember too, Roddick in its later years was like the second favorite place of Len Kafka to go to. So he's got a lot of stuff up here in Roddick. Yeah.
I don't seem to able to find it here among all the stuff.
Yeah, I never even knew about that, but that's cool.
Yeah, because I bought one used from.
Okay.
Just to get the map, and now I put it away somewhere.
It's okay, Anna. Normally
Nice,
you just like snap your fingers and you find the stuff.
Oh yeah, but it's in the novels, so they're in a messy corner. Yeah. So I've scanned the maps too, so they're, but they didn't give much, but I just because I wanted to see them for myself, that there's like an alternate version of Ratic. It doesn't match the Darlene or the Greyhawk official version at all.
Patrick wrote me a note inside this one from Christmas at least a year ago or 2 years ago, with all the books. I kept the B1 through 9 because I didn't have it. Take care of each other. It says, take care of each other and keep rolling the dice. Cheers, Patrick, aka Canadian Ancient Gamer. So it's right inside there. Yep, I kept it for the B1 through 9 compilation. So, yeah, up the bottom is labeled ST1 extremely. I don't even know if I've ever even looked at that one. I mean, there's stuff that we're going to go over a lot during this. Absolutely a ton of different adventures and other things, and it could be monsters.
I tend to focus here on modules, unfortunately, but you're right. There is a lot more to it.
Yeah, definitely. So, hey, thank you, Grumbleskin. Thank you for the follow.
So there was one more
10,300. Yep.
module that I was clued in on here. I9 Day of Alakbar is a generic module.
Yep.
And generic Arabic themed module. Its association with the Cuppa and Talisman of Alakbar kind of gives it this direct synergy because those were in the Doom's Guide. Alan Hammock, good pedigree. So it seemed like a natural fit, right? Well, no, it doesn't. I know Anna fitted in, but I don't think it had the module itself would give you any clues to where it would be placed at.
I thought it was Dry Steps, no?
Well, that's where Anna has it. But I don't think, like I said, it's generic. So you'd have to really do the homework to accurately put it in the little dark like Anna did.
Yeah, well, I placed it thematically where I think it should be, so to speak. I read
Yeah.
the adventure and then I kind of, that's where I think
My
it should
mouse.
be.
No worries.
It's a crap.
Yeah, I always assumed that this was one that
Oh, man.
deserved Greyhawk, deserved it.
Well,
to
but
go.
it ties into Greyhawk lore, so
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
why I think it should belong there. So I read it, and then I kind of thought that area probably thematically, it's kind of a forgotten corner that was up in the mountain enough that it survived the devastation, or it. I'm not sure about the time period. Maybe it was established after. I'm not sure if it's older than 600 years or not. 700
So-
years.
Alderon brought up the point that I was going to expand on. So I was reading about Dave Alakbar on Wikipedia, and there's a part in here that cracked me up when I saw it. So as it says in 1987, White Dwarf, issue 87, Carl Sargent, of all people, noted that he was reviewing this module or talking about it. I don't know. But he says that the town map is moderately useful. The adventure's Arabic environment is detailed enough. The module is overall an uninspired effort. So Sargent he's putting down Alan Hammock's work.
Wow.
He called the wilderness encounters pointless and silly, noted the existence of errors in game statistics, and then he said he felt the only noteworthy thing about the module was Jeff Easley's sexploitation cover.
Holy jeez, man!
Yeah, so I would love to get that magazine and read it.
Which White Dwarf?
Because he laid into Dale Oliver.
Oh my gosh!
White
Well,
Dwarf.
we have to
White
realize
Dwarf
that
87.
Yeah, it would not be published this day and age with that picture on the front. No,
Yeah.
No, I agree.
no. We're kind of in different. It was a different time frame back.
So I just think it,
in the
and then
90s.
maybe fast forward. I don't know if that's before or after he worked. Sargent worked on Greyhawk, but I just think it's kind of funny he was slamming. Two of the biggest important people who work on Greyhawk.
White Dwarf. What year is that White Dwarf? 89.
I don't. It says 87.
What number?
That's
87.
before-
That's
It's
before
issue
From the
87.
Ashes.
Issue 87.
Yeah, but it's the time when he worked on stuff.
It's March
probably-
87, issue 87.
Yeah, so that's the time frame when he wrote the most of the stuff, so to speak,
That's
because
right.
it came out a couple of years after. So that's
Yeah.
probably when a lot of
86.
Yeah.
and meaning that it wasn't the 90, like 89, 90, 1901, 92. That's when all
Yeah.
this stuff came out. So,
Yeah.
so
Appreciate
it's-
So-
Greyhawk and
So
Yeah.
then Sargent's like, well, I could do it better.
yeah, so that was a
Yeah.
Sargent era. Yeah.
wow. All right. Did we talk? I know everyone's going to cry about this, but did we talk about where? I'm sorry, but I love.
Oh, where we put this?
I love Ravenloft. I
Yeah.
put it. So when I wanted it in Human Lands, and I just didn't want to put it specifically on the map, I made it in Northern Keel Lands.
Oh, so you took it back into Greyhawk. You didn't put it in.
It's-
You didn't keep it in.
It's not in a demiplane in this. There's no demiplane doesn't exist.
Ah, that's true. The demiplane is not invented in the
No.
first one. Ah,
And the
see, there
second
you
one.
go.
Neither of them are in a demiplane.
Yeah,
So,
so they
yeah.
came later.
Starch.
Yeah.
Starch is good. Starch would be good for this too. I have no problem, Alderman, if you did it in Starch. None at all. Furundi would be good. Valuna would be good.
Black Splinter. Rename him Black Splinter and run the Ravenloft as Black Splinter in near Rel Devon.
Okay.
I was
It's
never tempted to bring that to Greyhawk.
No, me
Never.
neither. But if you want to, that's there where
Yeah.
you have a vampire castle already. So
And
just
I think it maybe had something to do with the authors. Because the authors to me are Dragonlance authors.
Right.
And so
Mhm.
I always took it as they are their own standalone authors, and that their stuff isn't meant for Greyhawk. That's how I felt.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I was never tempted to even look at it. And I played in it as a player a couple of times, and I was like, it wasn't my cup of tea. And they have another cover who will probably not fit.
Oh, that cover. I don't know if
today's-
there's anything wrong with that cover. That cover is.
I don't mind, but I was just like, maybe it will be the opposite nowadays. Yeah, it will be a female vampire carrying male victim.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Troy. Let's return to Temple of Elemental Evil. Let's give that to another game setting.
Yeah.
We want to give
Yes.
that one away, right?
Let's give that to any other game setting.
Mhm.
Absolutely. In fact, I think that should be a 5e only adventure. How's that sound? Just kidding. So Ravenloft 2 was Jekyll and Hyde
And
meets
gnomeness.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
that's Snorker.
Jekyll
That's
and
something.
Hyde.
Yeah, we
Is
can
that
make
what
her
the
a
theme
gnome.
was?
Yeah.
yeah. So it didn't carry a signal for me. Yeah. So Jekyll and Hyde meets Dracula is the whole thing about
Yeah.
this. It's really
But
bizarre.
to me, it's too much Dracula for my taste, so to speak. It's like that story belongs in Romania and in the real world, so to speak. I want
course,
a bit more
back
fantasy.
then, I think you
Oh,
would be
cool.
hard pressed to do a vampire story and it not be Dracula.
That's true. Yeah. I'm still struggling a little bit how to kind of get my vampires right for Greyhawk, so to speak, to file off enough serial numbers on the vampire too. I've used vampire several times, and the outcome have never really pleased me much. It's not one of my I'm proud of, so to speak. So and now I have Mashkaline I know I use vampires, and I'm tempted to bring him in the campaign, but I'm not sure how to depict him and how to place him. So I need to kind of make him right, so to speak. Yeah.
Asher, I'm second guessing this. Maybe Dracula does belong in Greyhawk. Maybe Dracula is the reason why Saint Cuthbert is in the world Greyhawk. He's chasing
but we
after.
have meaning even the Undying. They got Black Splinter. That's a Dracula outright, so to speak. It's the classic vampire old fart that lives there and yeah.
I'll point this out. There was a limited number of adventures and modules published in through the 80s, right? They didn't start going crazy till the explosion of second edition. You didn't have that much, and you're younger and you're still trying to find your way in the game. So, hey, I ran 4 Dragonlance adventures. Please note that I tortured myself through those 4 back in the day because they were so linear completely. But if you're going to do a prototypical vampire, I mean, why not have it be cool? And he's named Dracula, but he's not Thrommel, so screw you all. Okay, I see. Troy's trying to start the Thrommel thing. It's so just gotta remember the time frame. I would never do it today, unless you guys tortured me and I decided to do it just to be a pain. But but understood. Yeah, it was a huge thing when certain modules came out. The thing was the most anticipated. Ravenloft was the most advertised adventure ever. Do you remember how much they put? Yeah, and it was probably one of their best sellers.
Yeah, it was the first one that became a brand in itself, so to speak. The other one was just a module, but Ravenloft was like Dragonlance. It was before it became its own thing. It took off and had its own brand, so to speak, just like Dragonlance had when that came out too.
Absolutely. Yeah. So and it's not the end of the world. Like I said, everyone's going, how can we torture you to do it? Just please. I got so much going on now. So Dragonlance is one of the most popular words.
Yeah, but
yes. The books.
But I also think that Ravenloft was also good because it tied into a wider audience. A lot of people who never heard of D&D knew what vampires were and knew about Dracula and all that. So it probably got a lot of people to start playing D&D who never read Tolkien or were interested in anything. So in that sense, I think it was a great recruitment tool. So that was cool.
Yeah.
And now Mike is fading into undeath here. So yeah. Yeah,
exactly. It captures your attention, and you're like, "Wow, cool!" It it just was different at the time.
Yeah,
and note, I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I'm just saying I went through the phase.
And also it had great production values, great isometric 3D maps and stuff. There was a lot of new cool stuff in it. Not only the theme of the adventure, but the production values were higher. The art was better than almost anything else to date.
And you know how we know it's cool and it's good? It was Leonard's favorite adventure outside of his own adventures he wrote.
Oh, there you go.
Ravenloft. He loved it. So I'll give it credit. Did you manage to steal anything from Dark Sun? No, because I had the box set downstairs and I've never opened it. Now
someone.
Yeah, good question. Now we
David,
know
you stole my thing here. It's on my list.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about it. Go ahead, Anna. Let's chat.
Oh yeah, well, I haven't stolen it yet, but I planned to steal it because in my Earth model, there is I placed the Dark Sun in the Western Ueric. I took the geography of it and I planned to steal ideas from it, so to speak. So that was that was my steal, because I realized there's an area that's perfect for it. So it was more like I looked for different areas where you can put different settings.
Yeah, how big is the Dark Sun setting?
It's not
Oh,
big.
it's the state
Tiny, isn't
Wyoming. It's
It's not that
based on the
big.
map of this. No, it's
Yeah.
not. It's a few
Yeah.
hundred miles. It's like a
Yeah.
it's a tiny little itty bit blip on the continent of Eric. It's like 1/10 of Flanies or something like that.
Yeah.
It's super small. It's the size of Furundi or something like that in size. So it's not much. It's not big at all. And I baked it into my Earth mod kind of terrain, and so in Western Eric, both the climate and the area and the geography fitted. So I kind of adjusted it. So it's actually the Dark Sun map is now will be part of my next, part of the version I released at GaryCon, and it's on my website, so you can download it. There's like a little thing where you set different settings, and there's a little square that shows where I put it. So that was something I planned to steal, not the whole thing, but parts of it, and do some thematic kind of cool things.
Is
So,
the Sea of Dust bigger than the Dark Sun setting? Close.
Yeah.
Close. It's not too big of a difference, I think. I think the Sea of Dust is probably slightly smaller. It depends on how well the Sea of Dust is bigger. Oh yeah, I'm thinking of the Bright Desert. The Sea of Dust is way bigger than yeah. Oh yeah, it's way bigger. It's like 4, 5, 6 times the size. Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing, Rick sells. A lot of people have done that. They use the Oriental Adventure.
Oh yeah,
there.
yeah. John did.
John's doing Dark Sun.
Yeah, he put Dark Sun in there.
Yeah, in the Sea of Dust. That's why
Yeah,
I'm asking. So if it's bright,
John and me,
nice.
we discussed how to connect it too. Because we both had the idea of tying it into Old Soul. So I was thinking about doing a Dark Sun as an offshoot of the original Soul Empire, and that survived but out in the desert. So it's like a desert survival version 2,000 years later of the Soul Empire, so to speak, that kept some of the Soul liches running it, and so on and so forth. So that was my idea, and that's probably how I will play it if I ever get there, so to speak. So that's one of the survivors of the original Soul, with the Soul liches and the whole shebang. That way, it's still there, so to speak.
So there's a lot of good stuff by third-party company, right? We know a lot of them. I'm trying to locate some of these so I can bring them up.
That's a good comment. Demiplanes are a great tool to solve a lot of geographical issues.
Yep.
If something doesn't fit, you can always make it into a demiplane, and that way you can, especially if you don't want to have the characters travel across the planet or whatever, then a demiplane is kind of awesome, because you can just get them there. It's manageable. You can have any size you want, from a closet to a planet, and then you can also make sure that they, just like the Ravenloft is a good example, you can lock the characters in there and only let them out when you want to as a DM. So it's like a dungeon that is resizable as needed, so to speak, and you can place wherever you want. So demiplanes are a great tool to use. Yeah.
It's very on topic, yes.
So Mike, you have one you want to talk about? I'm prepping up a couple.
Let's talk about demiplanes.
Okay,
so
sure.
I just brought up demiplanes, and what has been put in Greyhawk. There's 2 very good examples of that. Right off the top of my head, one is Isle of the Ape, which is clearly a King Kong, homage. The other one being Alice in Wonderland for the Dungeonland modules.
What were the Dungeonland modules actually set? Are they mentioning Greyhawk in any way, shape, or form, or are they just generic D&D modules?
Yeah,
they are retconned in.
They are Castle Greyhawk.
Oh, okay, Castle Greyhawk.
You actually, at the end of Expeditions to the Ruins of Greyhawk, you have to find multiple pieces of something. I forget what it is, but you have to go to 3 demiplanes.
Gotcha.
You got to go to Isle of the Ape, and Dungeon Land. And what's the third one, Mike? There's another one.
Third one,
Yeah, there's another one you got to go
Third one?
to.
I
Land
thought it
Beyond
was
the
only
Magic
two.
Mirror.
Yes,
And
there's a third one you got
Dungeon
in
Land.
Expeditions Ruins of Greyhawk. You got to go to.
Oh, Expeditions.
Yeah, it's
oh,
somewhere.
gotcha.
Yeah, Dungeon and Monsters were placed in the Castle of Greyhawk
Isle of the
X.
Ape.
Yeah, yeah, because
No, I
they're
don't remember
connected
the
via
other one.
portal there, X-Files. That's why.
Yeah.
There's a portal to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you stolen Planescape Adventures to tie in the first? No, I never
Yeah,
went to Planescape at all there. Never. Because I
Yeah,
saw
Dungeon Land was
Modrons.
always Greyhawk.
Now we're into planner things.
I
I
saw
have two
Modrons. I
things I
poked my
want
eyes
to.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, Mike, please continue with
Yeah.
the demi-planes.
So
because
Norker says Dungeon Land was always Greyhawk. Yeah, Dungeon Land was always Greyhawk. I'm saying the idea of Dungeon Land is when I first ran it, I thought, oh, Zagig and Merlin and all them guys, they went to Wonderland and settled there, and it
Yep.
became part of Greyhawk, and it absorbed Lewis Carroll's work. So it's almost like it was stolen. It's hews very closely to the books, and it has crazy cast of characters. I don't know so much about Isle of the Ape, how King Kongish it is. I'm sure Isle of Dread has bits and pieces of that as well. But yeah, demiplanes. So another self-contained story that's and that, like Anna says, you get locked in there. When the story is over, then you get out.
Yeah. And you can basically make them in any way, shape, form, color you want, so to speak, in size. So they're very manageable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of real good stuff.
Yeah. But when we're into planes, there are two things that I've stolen, or three things, depending on how you see it. One, I took the 4th edition planner layout from 4th edition D&D and stole that into my Greyhawk campaign. And I took two things, so Shadowfell and Feywild.
Oh.
I took those two things and remolded them into my planner layout, so to speak, as transitory planes. They're actually part of the same. It's like a sloping plane that goes from the Feywild and the bright Fey up in the skies, so to speak, and then all the way down to the dark Fey and then down into the Shadowfell. And that's a way you can get around to other planes through the astral, and you can also go through the Feywild Shadowfell, so to speak. That's another way of navigating the multiverse and the great wheel, so to speak. So I took that because I thought that it explained to me why a lot of cool monsters, where they come from, so to speak, that and that can intersect with the rest of the world, so to speak. And it's an easy plane to get to, but it might not necessarily be that easy to get to get away from, so to speak, and it can be dangerous and interesting. So that's something I took from 4th edition that I really liked. So I took the idea and went with it. And then I took one thing from Planescape. I didn't take the factions, I didn't take the adventures, but I took Sigil and the Outlands.
Oh, wow.
That part I stole from my cosmology, so to speak, from my Greyhawk campaign, Sigil, which I think is really cool to have that city in the middle of things, so to speak, and have like I would say that's like the big train station of the multiverse, so to speak. It's like a place where things are connected, so to speak, where that is the connection of things. And I took it. I'm not sure. I might want to redo it a little bit before I let them go again. We'll see. But that's one thing I'm tempted to keep it. So yeah.
All right. I'm going to bring up some stuff. Dale's going to have a hard on here. Sorry, Dale, for saying that in public. But
Whoa.
I'm not going to show them all. I can't discuss them all. But the glory of this company in the 3rd edition era, and Dale knows exactly where I'm going. This one I haven't run yet. It's 3 adventures, and it's written by Rob Kuntz. And it's the Zane, the Maze of Zane series. I haven't run these yet, but these would be the Tower of Chaos, right? 9 to 12 levels. This is the 3rd one, so I showed the most difficult one, right? Cool stuff, really cool stuff going back. But yeah, exactly. Just renamed with a Z, right? Changed up, but these are Rob Kuntz's. But some things I have run and placed in Greyhawk over the years. Some of them I have in PDF on, some I don't. Everyone knows Crucible of Freya. When I saw, oh, cool, they did an adventure and it was cheap and it was a first level in Freya and it had a specialty priest actually in the book, I was like, this is a home run. But here's some. Oh, thank you for that. Thank you, dear Spengler. One of the best ones of all time, The Tomb of Abastor, right? This was a great adventure. Great one. In fact, we give it away all the time for Classic D&D reprints. Fantastic adventure. All right.
And what rule set is that? Is that for
3.0?
Okay.
3.5. It's D20, so it's during that
Yeah,
era.
they did lots of cool stuff at that age, that era.
Absolutely.
Lots of it. Yeah.
And there's magic, custom magic items, all sorts of wonderful, wonderful things. And thank you very much for that.
Occult things and creature collections and tons of
all sorts of stuff.
Cool. Yeah. They had the tome of horrors that is full of monsters that are really cool.
Yeah, and I got
think
the
there's
collector's
2 of
edition
them.
hardback too of that.
Yeah. Occult lore. No, that was Penumbria. Yeah, there's a whole bunch relics and rituals and bunch of cool stuff.
Rexalis the X now I do. It's like 99% of the time I do. So if you go to this one, The Siege of Durgrim's Folly by Mike Merles, right? Yes, Mike Merles wrote this.
The Mike Merles.
The Mike Merles. Yes, this from this company.
There is another Mike Merles that is one of my patrons, but he's awesome too.
There's another Mike Merles.
Yes, there is. There's Durgrim's Folly placed on the map. You did it a long time ago for me. It's actually a location now in order to reveal a keep from that adventure, Durgrim's Folly. That's stolen 100%, right? Some more from this company. This book is awesome. Trouble at Durbanford. It's a massive, it's a monstrous level. It took us over a year to run this. This is pre-streamed. Trouble at Durbanford. I ran this.
Yeah.
It's got great storylines in it. It's got an addicting drug and all this. So where am I going to place this? Well, Anna, see, you don't even know you did this for me.
Oh, I did something?
Yeah, you did. I got to. So as we come into Grand March, oh my gosh, where is it?
All these modules were part of that awesome thing that was called the D20 Glut back in the day.
Yes. Oh, here it is.
And it was thought that it's degrading, but
Durbanford.
there's still a lot. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
there's still a lot of cool. Yeah, that's on your map. I don't think it made it into the
no. This
map.
This is all my map. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we just have to say that.
Absolutely, these are all on my map. And then,
oh, Bonanza, Dale, that's good because I like that much more better. For me, it was not a bad thing. For me, it was a good thing. I still have tons of cool books that came out in that era. So
yeah, so a good one too. I don't have it here, and I tried bringing it up there. Sam, you're dead on this. This was in the top 30 adventures of all time.
Yep, and the Elder Elves concept, I like that much because that inspired me for my elves. So so that's a good one. So
Which one are you talking about, Anna?
The Elder Elves complex. I'm not sure, or concept. I'm not sure because I've taken that idea of elves because I've redone the elves a bit. I've taken that from several other elven products I've read from various other publishers and stuff.
I ran Gates of Firestorm Peak a long time ago. I don't remember where I placed it, but I agree with the guys in chat. It's a very good module.
It's between
yes, Elder Elves. So it instantly calls to mind you know, stuff prehistory before.
And it's a generic D&D mod, AD&D mod first edition or second edition. No, it's a late first edition.
It was players. It was players option.
So it's a late
second edition.
First and second.
Oh, it was so fun though. We had so many critical hits on that thing because there was a new critical hit
and it's on the top 30 of all time. It made that list that they did, so it's that good. And that's a good place between starts and Geoff makes total sense for you doing that.
It's the module that Cordell brought in the Far Realm.
Yep.
And I became obsessed with the Far Realm concept that right up until 3rd edition, and like we were playing an epic campaign of characters 30 plus level, and I was still using Far Realms stuff.
Mike, explain the synopsis of what the adventure is about. Some people are asking.
Gates of Firestorm Peak. I seem to recall. So they're the Elder Elves have this portal. You know, they have this portal network or something like that, and one of them opened up a portal to the Far Realm. They went too far, you know, and so it had to be shut down. Well, I think some of the thing like someone's trying to get control of it or something like that. I remember there being a lot of gibberlings, and they had gibberlings that could infect people.
Yeah, I
I think
remember.
the main bad guy had these gibberlings all over him, or I mean, these worms all over him. It's kind of like kites, and so it's a. Let's see, there was a lot of Durger in that
Yeah,
module as well.
yeah,
So the PCs are just trying to stop the bad guys from acquiring elder elven technology.
yeah. It's a cool concept. You
Mhm.
tie that in, and this has been talked about a lot, and we know Malden's done extensive work on this, right? And his maps all over the place.
Oh, a night below.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Mhm.
right, the Night Below box set.
Yeah, because I don't think that was integrated into Greyhawk when it was written.
No.
Right,
It's
it's generic.
yeah.
Yes, generic Underdark.
Mhm.
And where it's placed, I mean, Malden's got maps everywhere, right, for this. If you ever want to know, whoops,
Yeah.
if you ever want to know, why isn't this popping up? Here we go. Okay. So he puts it all, and there's
Like,
pre-adventures for this too that you can find. So he puts it right in this area
Down in
here,
yeah,
right here.
exactly. Yeah. Mhm.
So, and
very
it,
close to the keep on the borderlands, huh?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And then
absolutely.
I think the living Greyhawk yeomanry, they went with it. So then it was established there.
Oh my God, I should have brought up Night of the Comet. It's so hysterical. I have that down in the basement. It's one of the last box sets I've gotten because I got it cheap because I always wanted it just to see.
Mhm.
Because I remember the movie until Night of the Comet when the comet flies overhead and all the Valley Girls and everyone gets disintegrated by it, but people were in the metal containers. It's so freaking hysterically bad that I just like, oh, if it's anything like that, but it's even worse. So, yeah, be prepared for. Oh my God! Don't start, Bash.
Yes, Malden's little castle Melcott is conveniently next to the same mountain range that
Yeah,
Night
yeah.
Below is under. Yeah.
So everyone, think about this. Malden is in a place of honor that he gets this placed on the maps that were coming out for Greyhawk in the dungeon magazine, right? There were dungeons, right? The 4 parts, correct? The 4-parter
The
ones that,
maps. Yeah.
yeah, that Lazzaretti did, right? Is that who did those?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Mhm.
this is actually on those maps. So
Oh
he get
yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
That's
So
because
got
Malden and Gary are thick as thieves.
yeah,
Yep.
Malden
So
Gary and Eric
they got
Mona.
yeah, he got published.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Where is the NPC Malden detailed? Let me see
I
if I
think
can.
it's a Dunyan adventure, isn't
But
it?
hold on.
A Dunyan.
I'm just seeing if I have it here. Try there. That may take you to some wrong places.
Oh yeah, yeah. You
But
can.
you'll be able to get on Malden's site. So Malden's the only website left from the '90s Greyhawk
Mhm.
web ring days
Mhm.
when there was like 30 of them, like
Yep.
Hootie's and
Mhm.
Lila Kikamuni, who had all the heraldry
Oh yeah,
on.
Linda Kekimuni.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all
Keki or
those.
something. Yep. Mhm.
What
Yep.
was another one? The Gnome page. I mean, they were all there, and Malden, yeah, and the web ring, and now it's just Malden. So yeah, the lone one left. Yeah, Malden is Munchkin character. So
And he hasn't changed the websites. I have problem with my
yeah.
website 1 month after I set it up, and he's run his for like 30 years, and it still looks the same, and it functions.
Malden's website is a lich, much like
Yeah,
you.
Yeah,
exactly. It's
absolutely.
undeaf. It's going into undeaf state, so it's you can't beat
But
it
it's
to death.
cool.
It's amazing. It's still there. It's been the same way for 3 decades.
And we'll have him back
yeah.
on in October for Virtual
Mhm.
Con for the last
Yep.
event, like we do every year. I mean,
Mhm.
this year we have guaranteed for that show Malden, Eric Mona, Roger Moore, and Joe Block right now
Oh,
for that.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
I know Malden's shop is mentioned in a Living Grove journal.
yeah, it is
Okay.
in Greyhawk City.
Yeah.
But he did that
But
article.
Oh, he has
I
a
don't
shop,
think he's
shop
I
there
don't think
too.
he's
Yep.
statted out anyway.
It's just it's where he hangs out, where Malden's place is. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, it's in I think it's in 4. I think it's in the last one, but it's cool. And we did remember we did discuss that with Eric Mona on a couple maybe a year or two ago.
Okay.
We had him on showing all those. Yeah,
Right.
I use now the Malden map as my base Greyhawk map over the original map now. Yeah, made that change. But yeah, so there's some good things that have been stolen, right? That we showed. So, but we got a lot more that we haven't even gotten to yet. So, Mike, do you have something that you'd like to share, and then we'll see about
Let's just
Anna?
get out of the way real quick. You were
Yeah.
talking earlier about smaller
Mhm.
homages, and like we all know Black Razor is Stormbringer, right?
Oh yeah,
I think that's an easy one.
yeah.
What's
White Plume Mountain.
really remarkable is that Greyhawk didn't steal more, and maybe it's because of the that whole D's and Demigods Melnibone thing, but I know Law Chaos thing and the balance that's very
See,
more cocky and
Wellman Wave is one of
yeah.
them. Supposedly, what's his name? Neptune's Trident.
Yeah, could be.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Um,
but I definitely think Black Razor itself and Morgan Kanan working for the balance is straight out of Elric books.
okay.
Well,
he
it's
was
just for the concepts.
Moorcock stuff's all over Appendix N, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
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 But we're not taking wholesale like he didn't put we didn't put
cool, man.
Melnibone in the middle of the Azure Sea.
I love Sam's comment when Meldin joined the Greyhawk. It was a snail mail
Yeah.
list.
Or Play by Mail was
Wow.
huge.
Yeah.
Or mushes were around still. Remember them where you had to type into the thing in the MMOs? You're like, oh, I gotta wait an hour and a half for someone to reply. Oh my gosh, those were the days, weren't they?
We are old.
We are old.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's a good one, Mike. You got another one?
Let's see. I'd like to talk again. So we mentioned St. Cuthbert earlier, and yeah, historical stuff aside, another deity, though, if I can go back to the module day of Alakbar. Alakbar, the concept of the deity, I think, was definitely pulled into Greyhawk by Fred Wining for
Oh,
the Living
okay.
Dark
Yeah.
Journal.
And
he was not on the list before.
and it's kind of, and to me it's kind of troublesome when you steal real deities like that are too close to reality,
so for
so to
one
speak.
sealing one module, we had a new god saddled the whole Backlonish lands, which I did not like.
Yeah. And but Joe Block have done an alternate version of the Backlonish deities that I like. So yeah. So go and look at his site and download. That is a PDF with an overhaul of the Backluni deities. But on the other hand, Gary did the same thing with Cuthbert. So that's a Christian saint that was integrated into Greyhawk. So there, Al-Akbar was not the first deity that came in from the real world to make an appearance in Greyhawk. So yeah.
Someone please in chat tell me which one, and I'll pop it right up. I don't remember. Setting Saintly Standards, Scott Benny's articles in, and then we're going to talk about that because that's a huge one that Gary just brought up. I should have prepped on that one, but I didn't. So someone please tell me which dragon it is. I have them all in here, and I will bring that up because that is a monster one. So we want to talk about like. Dale brought it up, but let me. So if we look at
Dragon 79.
All right, let me do that right now. Let's go here, Gary. Thank you for bringing that up. That's a miss on my part. All right. Oh, the one with the bunnies and the halflings. Yeah, really cool. Scott Benny, who's not with us anymore. I real regret not ever getting to ever interview him. All right. So let's just put it out bluntly here.
This is the ecology of the tree ant.
Yeah,
really
good article. The articles back then were so great. The
they were. First issue I ever bought was issue 85, so I just missed out on Scott Benny.
Damn, you got. I think 96 is the oldest I bought new. I think.
So
and I didn't know about the previous Greyhawk articles until they published an index in Dragon Magazine. And then I like, oh.
This is where the Saint starts. So everyone's like, oh, what's the big deal? Well, if you come down here, St. Bane, there's St. Cargith. And now Joe Manganiello could do whatever he wants with it, right? But back in the day, it's an article by Scott Benny and a dragon, right?
Mhm.
And Gary
Yep.
absconds it and puts it into Greyhawk, and then this Death Knight goes because there were no Death Knights were in Fiend Folio, but they were
Mhm.
not attached by name. This is the first time you see it says King of the Death Knights, right? So Scott Benny's taking this and then says, "Oh, I got a major Death Knight here," and then
Was that before Dragonlance also? You think?
Yeah, this
that
is early
Death Knight?
'80s, so it's very close. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, Rex Fellas. I use them a lot. So if we go to, hopefully it's right here. I just recently, hopefully I'm in the right book. I ran an adventure when John Birchfield was at my house.
I know Norton.
John Birchfield was in my house here when he came and we played, where they went and located a lost temple for Saint Cyril the Relentless, right? And I actually got with Gary on the background on it. So, and they got some of the lesser artifacts of Saint Cyril, and it was on that Pomarge border, Ulick border, up almost on where the Sus tip comes down, right? So yes, the answer to that is absolutely. So we come here, it was like in this area here, right here. I put it. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. Put it closer out here. It was out here. Yep, closer to Ulick. Yep, in this area. So I think it's Adventure 983. I'll take a look, but yeah. So Cargot's the first name Death Knight before Lord Soft. Soft. Oh my God. Idea of having more saints. Well, Saint is a step before demigod in my game, right? So there you go. Now Saint Benedor is a demigod now, and you'll get to see the especially priest of Saint Benedor in the next Visions of Greyhawk coming out. My article, thank you Norker for taking it, has been submitted. So, yep. But that's cool. So the idea is to take great ideas like this, the saint, because the quasi deity came out before this, right? It says here they're on line of power with a quasi deity in this article.
Okay, so definitely.
Yeah, here it is. Dragon 71. The quasi deities are specifically Greyhawk, right? But these aren't. So what you do is take all four of them and utilize them in your game. They all fit. They all fit in Greyhawk. There you go. You stolen four saint.
That's his finest steel, probably.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And that's why, Gary, thank you for bringing it up.
More of a rescue, actually.
It's a rescue. It's a utilizing a great storyline and pulling it in. So, are the saints from the same Greyhawk pantheon? Do you think, like Common or Iridian? I don't think that matters. They're not Sul. I don't think they're Sul. I think they're Iridian. Gary can verify
they're Iridians. Yeah,
all in Greyhawk.
Yep.
Yeah, I think they're all Iridian.
Yep.
Maybe Cargith is something beyond that, but that's
no. I think they're all Iridians.
Yeah, okay.
Cargoth was one of the Knight Protectors before he became a Death Knight.
Okay. Thank you there for retconning that, Gary. That's a real good
one. It's cool. Yep.
Yeah.
It adds to the story of the Great
Absolutely.
Kingdom. It's cool.
Yep. That's a fantastic one. Anna, you got one you want to discuss?
No, we have. I
got plenty.
Obvious ones, so please go on. Yeah.
Okay.
When it comes to modules and stuff.
We'll do a couple more modules. So everyone knows I got a partnership with Troller Games, right? Troller Games is fantastic. They do a lot of great work, and they have some really fantastic adventures that can be used in Greyhawk. So let me. Here we go. All right. So Shadows of the Halfling Hall. It's low level. It's kind of cool, and it's halflings getting the crap beat out of them, which makes it even better, right? Halflings are always the butt of everything. So I ran this one, and I placed this and U2, both of them, right in my Narwhal campaign, right? And you all know that I've talked about this 100 times. So here, Newbriar is, and here's Narwhal. Ubriar U1, Comray, U2. Both right there. And they're right outside Narwhal now. And notice there wasn't a lot around, but now I filled in the map a little bit north of Narwhal. But so Crawler Games makes a lot of good adventures that you can utilize. A lot of them are outdoor-based adventures for rangers and stuff. So pretty good. So just to note that, our friends at Troller Games make good content. All right. Is Jakander too weird to put in a Greyhawk? I'd say it goes on an island because it's already on an island, right? Jakander. You know what I would do? I would put Jakander in one of those islands south. You could even make up one near freaking Isle of Dread if you want. And that's next one we need to talk
There are lots
about.
of islands down there, so
yeah, that's what I would do for
always
Jakander. Yeah,
take one and make it into
absolutely.
Jakander. Yep.
All right, so let's talk about. We've discussed the Isle of Dread multiple times. So let's get in previous ones. Well, let's touch it here. I think I have this on my computer. Bring this up. So this gets really stolen, right? It gets stolen first, right? It gets stolen first here, right? It gets stolen first here. Dungeon 114, Gary, right?
Right.
All right. And then it gets really stolen in Savage Tide. Then it gets really pulled in because James Jacob goes, and the whole thing gets pulled in right there. So
3 years apart.
Yep.
So Gary had this great idea, and then it came back again.
Yeah.
And I think that further cements it into the setting. A lot of the things we mentioned earlier don't really get built upon like this does.
Absolutely. So we can just go through this. And if you don't have this, the powers that be and Counterfire can link this download so you can have it. Yeah.
I'm curious about the shield, so I'm taking a
I'm sorry, which
better
shield?
look at on the cover. There is a shield.
Of this? Or on the cover
No,
of the
on
Isle of Dread?
in 114.
Oh, on 114.
Yeah, Dungeon 114 that you just showed.
I'm sorry. Let
I'm
me go
just
back.
going to see if there is any text about it inside.
That's a Knight Protector shield, isn't it?
I'm not so sure about that, but it's cool. I'm going to put any mapping notes and see if I can figure out what the heck that is.
The demi clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, to finish this off, so Gary brings Isle of Dread into 3E for Greyhawk, but in 4th edition, I just reread this recently. In 4E, D&D put the Isle of Dread in the Feywild.
Everything went in the Feywild.
And then in 5E,
Oh,
5E, they put the Isle of Dread in the elemental plane of water.
Oh, I hate that.
So that place gets around.
Gets around. Here's Mike's map. So if you want to see, you got
Ooh, it's on there.
We're going to show, here's Salt Marsh right here. Way up here, Salt Marsh. Sassarine is
A
here.
long trip.
And it is a long
Very
trip
long.
to Isle of
It's a
Dread.
long trip.
As long as you can get. Right? So
Yep.
it is a long way to go. And there's your voyage of Sanju Char, the navigator, right? Right? And then so this is really good because it's got a lot of. This is from Troy. Those maps. So
Sorry,
you got some good stuff in here. You got some real neat stuff. You got some timelines.
There's
So
cooks in it.
ultimate X1 getting pulled. Now is X2? Has anyone ever pulled X2 in or any of the other expert ones?
No.
Yeah.
They would. Not sure if I've ever ran any of these.
Castle Amber. No, has anyone run Castle Amber for Greyhawk? Like, they had
Actually,
to have. I bet you some of them have. Yeah. Castle Amber. Yeah. X8 Drums on Fire Mountain. Oh, where do you place that, Sam? I've never even heard of that one. There's a lot of X ones. In fact, I have X12 and X13 here. I'm going to look through them before I open them up for download for Classic D&D reprint giveaway. Patrick just sent them to me. So, yeah. X8 is one of the UK adventures. Oh, cool. Well, Tropical Island can go anywhere. X2 is another node. Oh, I never ran Castle Amber. So, yeah. Oh boy! All right, so you got the Isle of Dread, which is a good one. Let me see here if I'm missing any of the ones on here that we've discussed. All right, here. So the, the second edition came out with all this stuff, and it's like, why aren't they in adventures? Why aren't they in settings? Generic was the way to go. They started like Forge of Fury, right? That's another one, or this one,
Yeah.
or this one. You got the Axe of the Dwarvish Lords, right? I thought that was a Greyhawk artifact.
It's kind of like the Alec Bard.
Yeah, and this is by Skip Williams. So another one that you could run that's generically based. Hey, Mythical, good to see you. Drums of Fire Mountain is another King Kong tropical island, cannibals with volcano type thing. So it's Joe versus the volcano. They're all around. Cool. Yeah. So, hey, I don't have any problem with you putting them in your own any of these in your own Greyhawk. You know. So that's a I'm doing good. Thank you.
I wonder if there was any outcry amongst the Mystara crowd when Greyhawk got the Isle of Dread.
I bet you there was. I bet Gary just ignored it.
Yeah, I mean that was a broad daylight heist event.
Greyhawk needs to rest back the axe and Rod of 7 parts. Yeah, that was another one that I didn't. I could have discussed. And I didn't.
It is interesting that Eric Mona reclaimed parts of the Rod of 7 parts for Age of Worms.
Yes, he did.
So it kind of maybe pulls it back in.
Then you stop, Sam. Yeah, I know. It's one of those. It's like me with Lizindred, the Mad, and the Doom Grinder. Never in a million years am I going to run either one of them. Sorry. Yeah,
those are other modules we need to drive off the Greyhawk.
Yes, we'll give them away to someone.
Give them away. Yeah.
All right, I got a couple other modules, then we can move on to like other items here. So,
sure.
3 of them are on my Wall of Fame, right? So yeah, I'm gonna bring them up. I'm just gonna bring up the Wall of Fame, and it's not the Gary Wall of Fame, which is funny. I'll bring that up too. Wall of Fame joke. Here, I have it here. Here, Gary, I'll bring up. This is my wall. Is that my normal one? Oh my God, look at all this crap on here. Child's Play's on here. Puppets is on here. This is hysterical. Gargoyle. Man, you outdid yourself, Gary, on this one. Falcon's Revenge. Oh my God. That is funny. I think this
It looks real too.
It looks real. Yeah. I think there's another one here. Wall of Fame joke too. Hold on. Thanks, Patrick. Let me see what else we got in this one. Oh, look at that. You put Expedition of Ruins of Greyhawk on here. Oh, look at this. What the fuck? Holy crap, bugs. Yeah, I agree. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, you really got me here. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Return to the Temple of Mental Evil. Oh, that is just, that is funny. See, I keep it. Castle Greyhawk is on here. That is great. Veil the Mage is on here. Oh, jeez, dude. Man, you got me good on this. The Doom Grinder. Mm-hmm. Oh, my God. Oh, that's funny. It made me laugh there. All right, so I got 3. I got 3 for you here. They're all in this corner. Harbinger Darkness, it's good. It's a necromancer trying to take over the world. But these 2, Dark Tower, I still say is the best Judges Guild game adventure of all time. That's just my opinion. It's fantastic. I know a lot of Alex on 20 Sides Every Story is actually running it now in 5e on his channel. It's a really good adventure. You have these crazy sons of sets you can create. So if you're into that, you can make them all mutants and all. And here's the table on how to do it. It's just a great one. Once again, I love that one. And then this one, Fortress Elendar, which is from this Jeffrey Dillo, and it's a high fantasy. There's only 4 adventures ever made for high fantasy. Thracia's good too. Thracia, though, it's like Caverns of Thracia. I want to put in the tunnels of Slaughton Dale, but I don't know how that when it ends, if it'll affect my campaign after that. So yeah, Bonehill and Assassin's Knot are right in Greyhawk. Yeah, absolutely. But this adventure, my players are begging me to rerun it. because they, and it's on the map. It's on Anna's map, and this is before the Greyhawk Wars. That's how long ago we ran it. Let me bring it up. Anna's placed it again. Look where it is. Fortress Elendar. It's not far from the Plague Fields and the White Plume Mountain. Because I had a big war between the Bandit Kingdoms and the Shieldlands before, and then Carl Sargent's From the Ashes came out. Like, oh,
he stole your idea and went
Oh.
back.
Shit!
Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah.
All good adventures. All I stole, well, and used in my Greyhawk because I thought, why not? So, yeah. Yep. Thanks, Patrick, for doing that for everyone. Really appreciate it. Yeah. So just this is Patrick sent me a box like that. It's like this thick. Look at this. I just grabbed it. It's like I don't know how many are in here. 15 adventures, Patrick. It's really nice of you. So Fortress Elendar. All right. So here's the deal. Fortress Elendar has a hidden secret that's buried in the bottom of it, that there's rumors of it releasing something that could be beneficial or baneful to the whole community around for hundreds of miles, and your group has to go in and basically free it. But it's guarded by these strange creatures. There's all and there's all sorts of really cool items in it. It's a really great. It's got some twists in it. It's a really neat adventure. Really a really fun thing. So I love it. And that's what's on my wall of fame. I'm going to, during a special occasion within the next year, I promise, I'm going to run it. I think it's going to take me 3 sessions to run it, dungeon crawl style. So, yep. Patrick, you're a Greyhawk madman. Yes, he is, isn't he? So, stole homage, whatever it is, it works. So, all right. What other things, we got some time here. What other things have been stolen? Anna, you've stolen stuff.
I've stolen ideas, but I haven't stolen whole products, so to speak. But I'm really bad at that. I just take individual ideas and inspiration from them, so to speak. But there was one product I have here that was called Eldritch Magic that I stole a really powerful magic from and ideas from, but I redid it, so to speak. I took that one and also Necromancer Games, the rituals and
Rituals and Relics 1 and 2.
Yeah, and occult lore from a company called Penumbria. It's also part of the D20 glut. That was much better. D20 something. Dale had a much better treasure trove of D20 that came out in about the year 2000 to 2004 or something like that. Was the year of the 3rd edition era when they had tons of it. Bonanza, thank you, Dale. Yeah, so that was part of the Bonanza. So I took the ideas. So I had rituals in the game, even early 3rd edition. I had rituals and magic that was more powerful than 9th level. So that's when I started to took ideas to kind of develop the gods and deities. I started just had some ideas. Now I quantified it much more. So I have an idea of how deities and powerful beings that don't die, so to speak, what they can do. So I developed it. But I took ideas from those products back in the D20 gluts. But so I've stolen more mechanics and inspiration from that, more on that part than the modules. Modules is weirdly enough the ones I'm least interested in. Okay. Source books are my top one, like Markland's, I Use the Evil and stuff. That is like, wow, I love it. Second is mechanic stuff, and third comes modules, so to speak. But I take ideas from it. Like Ghost Tower of Inverness is one that is actually set in Greyhawk, but I kind of I took the idea and I'm running with it in a different way than it's actually written. There is a soul gem set in the Ghost Tower of Inverness that is only mentioned but it doesn't really have a purpose more than like a MacGuffin that's supposed to go. I've given the soul gem a purpose that comes from history, so to speak. So I woven it into it. It ties into Moxlick, the world serpent, so to speak, and it ties into and it kind of brings ancient history into it. So I kind of tied that into, and then I didn't do it, but someone wrote Return to the White Plume Mountain. They tied Caraptus into Inverness, which is kind of cool in a way. So I tied it even further back, so to speak. So what I do is I take small little parts of modules and then I tie them together and kind of take a little bit of lore from here and there. And one of the latest that I'm going to think about doing, I haven't decided yet because I've tried to stay away from vampires, but it's to tie vampires to Graz'zt. And because I kind of I'm toying with the idea. I haven't decided yet, but I kind of
Yeah.
like the idea. And
Hey, if
because
Demon Gorgon can have Death Knights, Gratz can
exactly,
have
yeah.
vampires.
And Orcus have like liches and other undead. So why not take Graz'zt and they have that kind of sexy appeal that in a way. And so I'm not sure, but I'm I might rebrand it. We'll see. Yeah.
That's awesome. Queen's Harvest. Yeah, I think I ran that one.
Queen's Harvest.
Yeah.
Never heard of that.
Man, I know it's on the tip of my tongue. Rich, where's it come from? It comes from a dungeon. I'm almost positive I ran that. Almost positive. So, no, a module. Okay. What's the number on it? All right. So here's something. The Anna talks about source books. The Relic and Rituals books are really cool. They have ritual magic in them, which Anna probably is talking about.
Yep.
Let me go to this here. Have them up here. So this is the black cover one, first one. There's a preface in it by Gary Gygax, which is neat. All right. So he talks about it. But if you come down here and you go to page number 197 on this, and they're in both books. So there's supplements to that. So let's go down to 197. And I've incorporated this in my game, and I have this is a power of the Old Faith, Druids, and Old Faith witches can do this stuff, and that is in. Come on, I'm almost there. This is 3rd edition books.
Yep.
Tattoo magic, right? Where you can actually inscribe spells on people. Very, very limited. A heal spell that does light, a spell that gives you cold resistance are all here, right? So there's some really neat stuff in both these books. This book and Relics of Rituals 2 that you can do. You can get some really neat tattoo magic in there. Something to just change it up. And you don't have to make it. You can make it from the Rene. You could have the power. Who knows? Whatever you want to do, right? But I like it. So we have a Obadiah Druidess. She's ancient. She lives in the middle of the Defiled Glades. So the group out there in the Vespi, if they ever want to get to her, they have to go through a lot of, she's just in a hut in the middle of the Defiled Glades where she's recovered some of the land there, and no one bothers her. So they had magic tattoos in the tattoo shop in Harby. Gormadoc worked in. There you go. That's cool, Dale. Yep. So extension of Flan body painting. There you go. Same thing, Old Faith there, Sam. So we're on the same page. We're on the same page right there with adding some neat stuff. Yeah, I had that. I had Zane. I had Castle. Well, you mean this? Wait a minute. These you could incorporate pretty. Whoops. I got these just recently. Let me flip back. So here you go. Here's the El Raja Key archive. Right. Came with these 3 little book adventures. So some more Rob Kuntz stuff, which is awesome. Along with a lot of us, and I'll see if I can bring this up, have stolen something else that Rob has done over the years, which is really awesome. And a lot of us have placed it in different areas, which is okay. All right, here it is. I'll bring this back up. It's the Dark Druids that he did. I have it in my I use this a lot,
Mhm.
you know, and this is and it is Tharisden. He just doesn't, you know, he changed the names and all. He pulled.
Well, yeah, but there is even a primer on the Thurston in the module. So yeah.
Yep.
Where he describes the story and some of the backgrounds and stuff. So yeah.
So this is which one are you worrying about there, Dave? Which one are you talking about?
He's like, whoa.
Yeah, which one? The Dark Druids? Yeah, oh yeah. It's all. If you, Freeport's great too.
Mhm.
Freeport should go in the Lordship of the Isles or whatever. That one's. Oh yeah, yeah. This you can get this now in PDF
Yoink.
download on Rob
Yes.
Kuntz's site.
Yep.
You can buy this.
Yeah, first he only had it in print, then he
Yeah,
had it
oh,
in
yeah.
PDF as
Yeah,
well.
you can,
So
you can
yeah.
get this. This is the first edition. There's a third edition one that Troller
Mhm.
Games put out. It's a little different, but like I have my Narwhal Headhunter group. This is the main antithesis for them coming up, and they come across them multiple times in the southern gnarly forest. And there's actually let me get to the end here. There are subclasses of these druids. There's some new demons and stuff in here, monsters, all sorts of. Oh, look at that! Some there's some. Here's the dark druid variant classes in here with the different sect. I said SECTS, everyone, all right? The different sects. The Black Hats and the Umber Eye sect. All right? Get it. It's awesome. Yep, and that's where I put it. Yep, it's perfect. So, Dave, I go out and get it, man. Go to Rob Kuntz. If anyone find the link, please, that would be great. But download it's not gonna be that expensive. I would get it immediately. It is awesome. It is worth every penny. So, all right, cool. All right, Mike, what do we got? Is that giant stop art? No, that's not Snafu. It's definitely not Will for working with Rob Kuntz. No, I'll take a look at who it is. See if it's in there.
I'm really winding down on info here. But I will mention, since we're talking about things that we've personally stolen for Greyhawk, I have stolen all the wizards in Tome of Magic.
Yes, you have.
All of them. You know, Abidal seems a good one, but I've wrote about all of them.
That's awesome.
Practically. Yeah, there might still be a few I haven't.
Oh, that's a better link. Thank you.
Thanks, Lando. Thank you very much.
That's a better link. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Anything Rob does can go. Yeah, absolutely. So that's great, Mike. I didn't. So you have Von Gassick. You use Von Gassick?
That's one I probably haven't used. You know, I pulled back on that a little bit because I just remember there is still a few left to be detailed. But feel free if anyone wants to. I have done some of the Wild Mages, Maximilian, couple of the Backlunder sounding ones. It's on Greyhawkery though.
That's
if
awesome.
I have the link.
Well, Abby Dalsum, everyone's the most well-known one.
Abby Dalsum.
Abby Dalsum, and yes.
Yeah, I'm very shocked that he wasn't picked up along the way somewhere by an author. You know, like I could totally see someone like Mike Morals had used him in Forgotten Realms or something.
There's no references anywhere. There's no references.
Yeah, they forgot him, and then you used him. That's awesome.
By. He just slipped
by.
And then as for my own home campaigns, I unabashedly used Conan the Barbarian.
That's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it was at the height of Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Even
I
with
used Conan,
name
I
and
used
everything?
Tulsa Doom, all the characters. They were in my 1E campaigns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, he's not a gnome. Abby Dalsum's definitely not a gnome. No. Abby Dalsum's a dual class. So I made his protege Nazim Ban Khalifa a dual class elementalist necromancer. What is
that's what he is.
He is.
That's what
yes, he's dual class. He's both an elementalist and a necromancer.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. It's a great mix. And if you want to go back and watch the vid, and during Virtual GrowdCon 1, the adventure where Venarian Voyage steals the tongue of Ruggiero Bloodmoon out from under everyone, they're fighting that guy in that adventure. So that's the adventure that the protege of Abby Dalsum appears. So,
Gary's got a good point there. Warduke and all those characters could definitely
Well,
You
Warduke I
obtain it
stole
all.
for my campaign. I took
Yeah.
the idea that someone made him into hierarch of Horn Society. So
Yeah.
let's see here.
Kellic.
Kellic is a good one.
Duke.
Isn't was Evard originally in Greyhawk and then moved in, or was he not? Evard's Black Tentacles. Because I know there was an article done on Evard in those ones.
Yeah, I don't know.
I thought Kellic was in. Isn't Kellic the dragon chess champion, or is that Kellic spelled differently? Khellek. Is that different Kellic?
It might be a different one. Yeah.
All right, because I thought Kellic was in Age of Worms and then in Expeditions. All right, so Ivar was always in Greyhawk. Okay,
Yeah, he was definitely in the cartoon.
right.
You know?
Yep.
Kind of bald, and
Yep.
had the big cowl in the back.
Okay, so Ivar was always in.
I stole Warduke and made him all the vein of Molag, and I tied him into the story both of Dragotha and Caraptus and stuff. And he he's originally from the -900s, and he kind of, I gave him the story and he ties it in, and he basically lives on as almost a form of Death Knight now. So he's not the Demogorgon Death Knights. Is a different type of but he's an undead. He lives on, so to speak. So yeah.
Quest for the Heartstone. Good times.
So I wonder if I gotta ask Eric that. I'm wondering if that Kellic from Age of Worms and Expeditions is an homage to that Kellic. It's the same name, but it's spelled differently with an H.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet you it is. So, all right, Dale brought this up early, so let me get through this here real quick, and that is steel deities. Okay.
Gary has the Tasha Igwilv kind of thing.
Yeah, that's too much. It's so overdone.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. Yeah.
I'm
over it. I'm over it. Yeah, it's just too much. I mean, because the lore is so convoluted now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I kind of like convoluted lore because that gives me a chance to tweak it my way.
Lord Breslin has not met Tasha. Well, Lord Breslin can meet Ashta in my game because she survives expeditions and comes out because they all get reverse mirrored in it. So Tasha is now Ashta and she's lawful good. So here you go. So Freya, stolen. Ilmater, stolen. Right? Leviator, especially, stolen. Love Leviator, one of my favorite deities of all time. The Red Knight, stolen from Forgotten Realms, because I think we need it.
There you go.
I love the Red Knight. Lawful neutral of battle prowess and all. Oh, the third brother got killed. I don't want to hear about the stupid third brother anymore, please. What's his name? Cryptus? What's his name? The Hexter third brother in Heronius. Curtis? What?
Curtis. The third brother.
Whatever it is. All right, bring him back then. Yeah. Uko, stolen.
Stratus.
Yeah. Stratus, whatever it is. Yeah. Here's Gary St. Benedor, right? There's another one. Sharis, stolen from I don't care. There you go. So you fill in, and there was no Greyhawk deities when we started in 1980. So that's my excuse. Steal it early and often. All right. And these are all the specialty priest lists. There's other deities, but just they're some of the ones. So just wanted to give them to you. White Claw. Curtis. Yeah. All right. So, what else? We're at 9:35. What else? Oh, how many spells have I stolen from Ed?
All of them.
It's got to be 200, right? And they're all in those books. Seven Sisters book.
You mean Snillock?
Snillock.
In Greyhawk?
Snillock's in Greyhawk. They're all in Greyhawk. Use those pages from the Mage's book and the prayers from the Faithful book and just pilfer. And some of those spells work. So I'll give you an example. Mayheen, especially Priest of Mayheen. Mayheen's a recent deity to Greyhawk. I think Mayheen fits with Helm. Well, there's a ton of Helm spells in those books. Just change the name from Helm to Mayheen, you got great spells. There's like 4 or 5 of them. There's a pages from the Mages and the Face and Avatars book, and I put them all right in the Greyhawk. So, he said, how many people put a Merlin in Greyhawk? I bet you a lot, especially when you're younger.
I used the whole Arthurian thing.
Yeah,
Same time. It was my
absolutely,
1E campaign. I had Conan and King Arthur
That
in
was
the same room.
was
Same room.
When you're kids, it's fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's fun to do that. I mean, it's, now we look back at it and it's silly. You know what the analogy is? Led Zeppelin. Okay, all the time they go. The Lord of the Rings analogies in our songs is really silly, right? The Misty Mountain Hop and Gollum's in the one song, right? But he goes, but when we were younger, we thought that was freaking cool, right? So it's the same thing.
Well, when they were writing about it, that stuff was still new.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Yes, ramble on. Yes, exactly. With Gollum, the evil one, crept up and slipped away.
That'd be like some rock band nowadays singing about Harry Potter or something.
Well, it could happen, yeah. But I'm just saying, it's the same thing. When you're a kid, you're like, "Oh man, Conan, this movie's great. There's a sex scene in it. Wow!" And I get to watch it on Prism, right? Everyone, if you know Prism or Homebox or whatever, and then you're like, you don't even know who Arnold Schwarzenegger really is at that point, and and all the stuff, and you're like, "It's cool." So, yeah, we've all done that. Absolutely. Gary, I know you didn't like my 10 things I hate about Greyhawk, but Philidor is one of them. I just don't get it. I just don't get Philidor at all. Dallo, remember Prism in the Philly market?
That's what Carl Sargent would have said. You don't get
Philidor,
Jay.
I don't get. By the way, I read somewhere that the main priest guy that Arnold plays in Red Sonja was supposed to be Conan, but they didn't have the rights to the name, so they had to change it. Is that true?
Something going on.
Yep.
Have to ask less.
Yeah. I messed with Spelljammer and made the players meet Captain Kirk. It's okay. So, do you guys remember Discover magazine? I had this article, remember, about 2 years ago. I showed it to everyone. There was an article about D&D in it. And this person had run a campaign for like 3 years to find the pieces to the key to time. So they must have been a Doctor Who fan, right?
Yeah.
The Doctor Who season with the first Romana was the key to time, right? Before the Romana changed.
Nice.
And at the very end, they got one piece. This evil Lich has one piece, and Darth Vader comes out in his TIE fighter with the third piece. And I'm thinking to myself, this is D&D, and this was in like Discover magazine article about D&D. It's from like 1981 or something, 80 or 81. Discover was great back. It was like cutting edge for the time. But I remember thinking to myself, man, if they're doing this and publishing this in a magazine, then my stuff is not that goofy. And I'm like, what, at the time, 13, 14 years old? So I was like, okay, so.
That's it. Rich, I'm changing my character's name to Boba Fett.
Yeah. I stole Lankmore from my Greyhawk, but didn't get to use it much. I originally put it in the Gulf of Gyar, but now it would go further west. Didn't Troy place it on his map? Yeah, Anna,
I placed it on my Worth 2.0. Yep. Mm-hmm. It's placed west of the Bakloonish Basin, further west. It's the Lankmar, so the map fits there because the Lankmar map is not that big either, so it's good.
Yeah, Boba Fett. We've all made characters based on literature people, whether it's a spoof or an homage. We've all done it. Maybe Adam hasn't, but we've all done it and made really dumb characters up. I mean, to this day,
I've made some dumb ones too, but I've forgotten about them, thankfully.
I still have Poo Poo and Kaka in my campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
and I like them.
Yes, well, thank you, and Ichabod and all these others
remind me of when I was 15 and started playing. So, yeah.
Exactly, because we're childish. I'm still a child. I mean, I admit it, but that's it. That's a great thing. No one's gonna yell at you for making your Greyhawk a little goofy and fun, right?
remember that the only time I ever played in one of your campaigns, Jay, I
Yeah.
played Joey Koser.
Joey Koser, yeah, you did.
That was the actual Joey Koser.
He was a squire
Yes,
for
he was just pulled
yeah,
out of time.
yes. Giant Sea Earth was a cool, yeah. Giant, that was, you're right, Green Knight. That was a great. There were great articles. I forget who wrote those
Oh,
Giants in
yeah,
the
those
Earth
were
ones. With
really
all
good.
literature people, and they put them in the D&D stats.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, I agree. Neat quote from Dragon
I'm
60.
probably sure I used stuff out of that series as well. Yeah.
Nice catch, David, on that. Showing Evard and Artaluke. Yep, Evard's from there. It's a nice one. I dream of getting a party to
Oh,
level 8 so I
nice.
can throw barrier peaks upon them. Oh, mental muse. Anna and Gary are like just shaking their head right now because they hate that adventure. Yeah, the 80s BBC Robin Hood had a Saracen, Nasir, the Assassin. I've thrown in some Doctor Who references here and there to mine, especially Tom Baker
Robin
stuff.
Hood.
I actually had a sonic screwdriver in, and then I realized that was really dumb, and I
I
destroyed
would
it.
wholesale put a Robin Hood campaign in the Grand Wood fighting against Relastra.
That would be awesome.
Wholesale.
That's a great
Or
idea.
even Medisia, Spadaza could be the Cardinal or whatever. Now I'm thinking Three Musketeers though. But that whole area could be literature based.
Yep, you're right. Forgotten Temple of Thousand Eyes, a lightsaber. Mike, that's a great idea, man.
So, wow.
Yeah, 100%. That's a great
100%.
idea. Someone should, Mike, write that up as a setting base for a Visions of Greyhawk. I mean, even if it's like 4 pages, just a general outline
Yeah.
for it. I mean, it's a great idea. Just to have fun with it, you know? Because look, if we're not having fun doing this, then why are we doing this? You know, that's the thing. So, it's a purple lightsaber. Yep. Imagine taking a laser gun from the ship against a vamp. Yeah, I made sure that those charges drained after you got a certain distance from the ship back in the day. The power armor stopped and you're like frozen in it, like the Tin Man. They had to take it off, and the blasters didn't work. And
Is Barrier Peaks a homage, a stolen, or is it a crossover?
it is a homage, I think. If I'm wrong, Gary, correct me. To Jim Ward's Metamorphosis Alpha game, and they wanted to figure out a way to cross it over into
So it's like a
Greyhawk.
crossover.
Yes.
So it's supposed to be both games
That's my
existing in each
guess.
other. Yeah.
The crossover for Boot Hill is Merlin.
Right.
That's the
Which
crossover as a character.
If there had been something more tangible, my players would have totally gone for a Boot Hill Greyhawk crossover.
Yeah. Absolutely. So,
a novel.
The Warden was from a novel originally, and the Starship Warden was one of the most well-sold Troller Games hardback books ever. I mean, that thing was huge. Hey, John, good to see you. We were just babbling right now. So I think this was a fun night, just talking about all sorts of stuff that people have stolen and put in Greyhawk. The Glorians cause sonic powers. No force in Greyhawk. Yeah, All right, are you ready for this? I did not do this, but I knew someone who did. How many of you had the heart bow or the bow from Willie Ames's character from the cartoon in your game? And don't lie to me. I bet you 50% of the people had that power bow.
Oh, I never saw the cartoon until
in there, or
recently,
something with a wave motion gun effect from Star Blazers. I guarantee. I know that a lot of you did that too when you were younger.
No, all my players
played Travelers, so we had to have lightsabers in Travelers.
There you go. Lando admitted he made the bow for his game. There you go. I kind of. All right. Well, Alvaro, that's fun. Bow. Yeah. I had the bow from Hawk the Slayer. There you go. Hawk the Slayer is a great movie. Great movie. Yes, Crow. Yep. Same here. I used Trobbits from the cartoon Black Star. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that cartoon. The cartoon was like on what, for 12 episodes?
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, yeah. The space Thunder the Barbarian Sun Sword. There you go. Oh, Troy, that's Rex. An awesome one.
So Rex is right. Yeah, again, Blackmore, is that homage, stolen, or crossover?
I don't know.
I mean, you got City of the Gods.
Justinius.
That's a whole module name.
Yep. Just saying, I had the sword crossbows from Kroll. Yeah, I don't know about that. I'd have to think deeper on that. You have a lightsaber baked into my Mayhem game system. There you go. Anyone have the
Oh.
Kroll glaive? Well, yeah, Justinian said he had sword crossbows from it. They shot lasers. So we've all done it when we're young. We've all done it in our youth, which is, yeah. I feel like a perfect level 1 dungeon is the Tower of the Elephant 1 through 3 would be the start of Beowulf. Yeah, that's a good one too. So I don't know about that,
Tower of the
Mike. Though we got to
Elephant.
figure
That's a
that
good
out
one.
on the City of the Gods. Yeah, there were cross.
Beowulf.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to say that's another one I was heavily inspired by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have pulled movie monsters in D&D. How? Yes. I mean, we've all done blobs. In fact, there is a necromancer spell that I got to figure out who wrote it. I bet you it's Ed. I'm going to ask him on Sunday. It's a good reminder. It's called Amorphous Blob, and it was in a Dragon magazine article, and it eats and gets bigger and bigger and bigger as you go, and that is it. Yeah. It's a 7th level necromancer, 8th level magic user spell. I got to find out if Ed wrote that. Amorphous Blob. Yep. It's the blob. Yeah. I use alien xenomorphs and call them. See, everyone's stolen stuff from movies and day to day, real life
I've
stuff and
stolen way
cartoons.
too much stuff.
Cartoons, extraplanar creatures based on Zergs and a predator. Oh, look, there you go. Rich is even partaking there. That's awesome. The predator. Predator would be a good one, like an honor combat thing, alien or something. What about Benoit Spoir? They talk a lot about that. A lot of use of his stuff. Dale has stats for Slee stacks in Classless and Crusades. Do you have Sigmund the Sea Monster too? You had Fat Albert. Oh my gosh, that's a tough. Oh, that is great, Moose. I mean, come on, you just made fun.
Did he hang out in a junkyard?
Yeah. Oh man. Think about that. That's like if that junkyard, as the crow flies, is like 6 miles from my house when I grew up. Ceaselessly. Oh my god. All right, last one. How many of you had like a pot toking when you were younger? Things from HR Puffin stuff in your game. Oh my gosh, the candles and the. Oh my god, we're going a little crazy here. I made the list. How'd they make the list, Troy? What did I do? I'm proving. Oh, I'm old. Yeah, I'm freaking old, man. Dude, I'm 56. Older than most of you. Well, this is fun. I mean, that's the whole point of the discussion. What did I say should not be named or said? What did I say it should not be named or said? Whatever I did, sorry. Because I said about sea creatures. Yeah.
The other night in
Sea Monster? Go there, Mike.
last Saturday in our Greyhawk Discord, we watched Conan the Destroyer.
Oh,
and someone asked, where is Shadazar? I'll tell you where Shadazar is at. It's in Greyhawk.
Oh, the ice tower?
No,
her kingdom.
The city where she's from.
Okay. Yeah, because
I don't know if Shadazar is in Howard Conan or not. If it's not, Greg should steal it.
Well, come on, everyone. I mean, everyone had a crush on Olivia Dabo back then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Shadazar is a city in
Zamora. Oh, it's in Zamora.
Okay.
Damn. Thanks, Rex.
I like that ice tower from the wizard that kidnaps her. Yeah. I thought that was cool. I thought that was real neat too. So, wow. Well, let's finish this up here. This topic is Anna. In closing,
they gave me some good ideas today, so thank you for this topic. I was kind of worried that I didn't have anything to contribute, but at least I had a few little things. But this was good. You gave my some things to look at and some ideas and stuff. So this is great. So yeah, even the topics that I never thought would be good turned out to be great. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you for the active chat, everyone. Really participating tonight. Thank you
Mhm.
so very much. Just
Yep.
having fun with the discussion tonight. They killed Fritz. Oh my God, Wizards. Oh my gosh. You know I have a Fritz intentionally. Fritz Winchester's. Yeah, exactly. Go ahead there, Mike. In closing.
Um, so yeah, this discussion has reminded us all that Greyhawk is a mutt.
Oh yeah.
That it's, if you're trying to explain the World of Greyhawk setting to someone new, you could really go off in 100 different directions because there's not one unified vision. It's steals from everything, don't it? So it's a strength, also maybe a weakness. I don't know. I enjoy the diversity of sources and all the things Gary has purloined over the years. So I'm glad we had this conversation.
Was fun. Thank you all for participating so much. And just note, the
Mhm.
point we're trying to make tonight is that there's no right or wrong way for you to play your Greyhawk. If you want to steal something from Dragonlance or Dark Sun or Star Wars, I don't care. You just go ahead and do it, and just to have fun. As long as your people, your friends who are playing in your group are enjoying it themselves, and you get a joke, jokes here and there out of it. That's all that matters. And you just keep on coming back for more. Yes, Gary, you are serving a life. I think it's a life sentence. I really do. I think, yeah, but that's okay. You're the king. You're the king of this. I'll take a distant second there. I've stolen so much from Forgotten Realms and from all sorts of great publications over the 40-year period, but I'm not ashamed of it. It's great content, and I think it added to my game. If I hadn't stolen Dark Druids, I wouldn't have this whole plot arc now in the Narwhal Adventure series, and it's fantastic. Yeah, there's some good content out there because we don't have good content coming from anywhere else except other people, Carlos, Cannon Fire, and all the stuff we're doing. And that's where
Barry's right.
RPGs might be the only medium where theft is encouraged and intended. You're right, absolutely.
Yeah,
Now that doesn't mean
it's
you're
a
going
good
to put
one.
your name and publish something in someone else's name. No, this is for private use, right? This is for your own use, and that's why they're made. So it's a different story. You're not putting out anything that's not yours, and that's a good thing. So, hey, Savage, good to see you. So Grand Theft Horses. So, all right, let's do some giveaways here. How about that? Let me grab this pile. Thank you. Thanks, Tino. Good to see you. I'll tell you what's going on the rest of the week. All right. I got treasures. I got a Vecna Lives in here, a Baltron's Beacon, a To Find a King, C4, Needle, Ravenloft, Ghost Tower. There you go. And a Border Watch. All right. They're the ones for tonight. We'll see. And then if someone has all of them, then you can just talk to me. All right. Loot. Tons of loot. Courtesy of Patrick. So get your names in. Let's see who wins. So another the extra. Last thing. Buffy. I stole the ring, the Buffy Angel crossover event that it's in the Delve of the Lord's Tomb. Curtis played in it. They played in it. With it, we go down into the Lord's Tomb, and it's a ring that allows vampires to walk in the daylight. And that's right from a Buffy the Vampire Slayer episode, and I stole it and used it. So there you go. So yeah, and Josh Whedon, everything Josh Whedon did was stolen. Everything in there was, So yeah, thank you. All right, here we go. Yeah, I remember that. I think Greg with a. I may run that at this Philadelphia Area Gamers Expo, so I may run that adventure. I delve into the Lord's Tomb because it is fun. I don't think a lot of you will be there. It's first weekend in January in Oaks, PA, and I'm a VIP guest at that. So, all right, closing this out. It's all good. It's all good, Matt. Here we go. You won, Matt. Look at that. Well, Gary, I have used spells. I've used some stuff. I've used some spells and stuff. All right. So Matt, do you have treasures? if you don't have to, if you do, just tell me. We'll get together. But treasure is a good one. I think you should take that. But if not, great babe. Vecna, you want Vecna? Got it. You can have it. You earned it. Vecna lives. Got it. Cool. Anna, what's going on? We'll do some shout outs.
Uh,
Do that real quick.
Well, I have some. There was some website issues. I might have
Oh.
to redo my website a little bit. We'll see. If I'm lucky, I don't have to do it just at this moment. Otherwise, it's yeah. The merch is hopefully still on the site. So on go to nobledwarf.com and there you can look under apparel or there's hang on a second, Noble Dwarf. There you can look under canvas, apparel, and drinkware. There should be an Anna Meyer
cool.
cartography, and he spelled it wrong, I can see. So I'll need to tell him that. But that's okay. So there you can find some T-shirts, you can find some heraldry and whatnot, so on. And just a reminder, the only thing that I get an automatic percentage on, so to speak, are the T-shirts and the mugs that have my logo and nothing else. The other stuff that has heraldry and maps and anything Greyhawk related on it, then it's the print cost only. And if you want to give me some money, there's a little tip thing. If you want to get something, and I think you should, and then you put a little tip of $1 or $2 to me, and then I'll get some money back on it. On the T-shirts and the hoodies and the mugs and stuff that is only my logo and nothing else on it, then I get a few bucks on each of those. So now there is actually merch. So I'm going to put the Noble Dwarf in here. So that is the new thing, and I'm working on. There will be a little prototype on the crit wall maps very, very soon, because I hope that I can go into do the final render of it very, very soon. So that is coming, and yeah, those are the next things up, so to speak.
Awesome.
Yeah, but I'm a little bit temperature constrained. We have over 100. We have like 110 here.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, about 110. We've had that for the week, and we don't want to run air conditioning like crazy. So I'm constrained in the hours because the electricity is expensive and the heat budget goes off the roof when I have them on. So I don't work that many hours. So I'm sitting doing some writing and reading and stuff like that. And I'll work really, really early. And I go out hiking before sun comes up. So when it's because it is hot here, it's really hot and humid too. We've had like 40-50% humidity and 110 degrees. So it's starting to be that close to that bulb, wet bulb temperature.
Yeah,
so, yeah,
here today it was in the high 90s, and then like storm popped up and it rained for like 5 minutes.
Broke it a little bit.
And it cooled off. But then an hour later, it was even hotter and more humid.
Yep.
So Anna and I have a great discussion coming up with Ed, and we'll talk about that in a second too.
Yep.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So,
and there will be next Friday will be or this Friday will be a mapping live stream again. So I will work and see if I can do some finalizing on the crit wall stuff on Friday, and then we have a game on Sunday morning as well. A Shieldlands game again. So that's the next thing coming up.
Mike,
you got anything you want to promote or talk about?
Let's see. I got Rich's game coming up here less than a week.
Cool.
Gen Con's in a little over a week.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Just
have fun.
Stay in the course.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
So, have fun.
Tomorrow night, I got some cool terrain on the board, man. It's coming. This is all brand new 3D prints printed out. And look, this even lights up this gate. So we got some cool stuff for this adventure tomorrow. All this is new keep. Multi-level opens up inside. Yeah, so we got some awesome stuff, and it will be. Oh yeah, it's this tomorrow night. It starts, and it is It's a Night of Ulick adventure. It's an actual. It's a group that did the Slavers mostly, and it's called an Old Nemesis. It's going to be multi-weeker, and it starts. And I've incorporated Les's Elven Tree lore from Earth Journal 34 into this story. So we're going to have some use of what Les has done with that, and that'll be tomorrow night. Okay, and then on Sunday night, it's Ed. Ed comes back, and we're going to talk momentous events of Greyhawk and the Realms. All right, it should be a fun discussion.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that doesn't mean it's all going to be about the time of troubles. We'll talk about some of the wars and maybe Emerity Meadows and some other cool things that happened. Yeah, it'll be fun, and that'll be on Sunday. Ed will return then 2 weeks later on August 12th. I have a game. I still don't know who the whole cast is yet because I'm all over the place with this. I got to concentrate on working on that this weekend. So. But Ed, because we only have 3 members of 2 drink minimum available, so I got to figure this out. So, but we'll work it out, and that's it. That's what we got. So, thank you, Anna. Thank you, Mike, for a great one. Even more, Ed. Let's raid into GM Workshop. The guy's close to getting a partner because he's really cranking. So, I'm going to try and help out Rackham here. He's a good guy. He participated in our last fundraiser. Just give him a follow, say hello to him, hang out for a bit, and we'll see you all. See you all tomorrow night, 7:30, and we have some Troller Game giveaways tomorrow night. Anna, Mike, thanks. What a great show.
Oh, thank you.
See ya. Let me set the raid up.
Later.
Probably double his numbers. He has 71 people in chat. If we get that much, we'll double them up, and that'll be pretty cool. Close. Yes. There we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See you tomorrow night.